For all tuning in, yo, I represent PhillyCam. Distinguishment of my voice is obvious who I am. James Hatcher, the host that give you food for thought, deliver you the message like the money out the vault. Worthy discussion, live performance with special guests, collaborate, communities well being, we invest. WPPM, don't forget the LP, 106.5 FM, also broadcast TV, Comcast Infinity, channel 66 and 966, got you all up in the mix. And if you don't got that, just switch to Verizon, Files 29 and 30, that'll get you vibing. Roku, Apple TV, even on demand. Direct TV joining us, it's the perfect plan. And if you don't got cable TV, justify the means. Go to PhillyCam.org live stream. I would like to thank all who are tuning in to this episode of the FM televised radio special titled Food for Thought, in which compatible minds come together to reflect purposeful attributes of ideas, talents, and endeavors into the communities abroad in various forms of media. Joining me in a conversation anticipated is well-respected individuals who dedicate themselves to the upliftment of those who appreciate their presence as their music is truly celebrated. So in this episode of this radio special titled Food for Thought, the theme of the conversational topic is being self-evident within the actuality of purpose. To be able to display interest in a specific environment and all those engaging in activities that is contributive, the ability validates the significance of awareness to oneself. Thus the similarities that one may consider others to share promotes membership of a common goal. And that is the food for thought of this episode. Now we will take a short music break and return with a special guest. Once again, you are listening to the station of WPPM 106.5 FM Philadelphia with the radio special titled Food for Thought, and that was the song titled Maya Maya. Returning from the previous music break and exclusively joining me in a conversation are individuals who, as a music band, defines the true essence of harmonization. Their melodic sounds exudes beyond the terrestrial concept of synergy. Without any further anticipation, I invite the special guests to introduce themselves.
Thank you very much. We are the Ayahumans. I'm Diego.
My name is Eileen.
And my name is Billy.
All right, it's a pleasure to have y'all here. Okay, so I have a few questions. The first question, though, is, okay, I see you have an altar. Can you describe that for me?
Our music comes from a ceremonial point of view, or started point, I guess. In those ceremonies, we want to celebrate what is important for us, and which is life. And so in these altars, we usually get some of the different elements of Earth or our environment per se. So we have usually we have rocks that represent the Earth, and then we have some water that represent the water in Earth. We also have feathers that represent the wind, and most of the time we have a candle that represents the fire. So we try to have all four elements: water, earth, wind, and fire on our altar as appreciation to the universe, not to a particular god or religion per se.
Very fitting. So what does the head represent there?
So that's actually a South Native America, I guess, kind of god kind of thing. He was for the Ecuadorian tradition. He was the creator. He was the one that created the universe. His name is Ayahuma without the H, I guess.
Okay.
And once the Spaniards actually get to South America and they're trying to sell this specific idea of religion like Catholicism, they actually make him kind of like a demon or like a devil.
Okay.
But in the native culture where this god or devil, depending on how you look at it, comes from, it's always this entity that it will do good to people and justice to people. So sometimes it will also teach the bad people how to live correctly, kind of thing.
Okay, so how does that tie in with the representation of the other things that you have on the altar and corresponding with like the elements? Do you feel
being so strong into to form this idea? Once I found this thing, the whole idea started to get together. Right. So the reason I have it in the altar is just a representation that this is us just being in the universe kind of thing.
Right. I love it. Okay. So what is the significance in the history of calling yourselves Ayahumans, and how does that name apply to the relationship and connection that you have with the world that you inhabit?
So, as I say, the Ayahumans came from this idea of this god, which is Ayahuma. And I decided to put the H before Uma, so it sounds like humans, meaning a group of people.
Okay.
A lot. We started this by actually looking into ayahuasca medicinal ceremonials. Okay. And the reality is we have a very hard time in our lives, and we were looking for different ways to like either fix it or just get out of there per se. And to those adversities, we end up trying the medicine, which pretty much woke her desire to sing. She didn't sing before that. So once we decided to be I decided to be a musician that play music for those type of ceremonies, for ayahuasca ceremonies. I also decided to start doing this music in different settings so people that are not in South America or the Amazons can actually hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I found the Ayahuma, I thought putting the H there will kind of like represent. I almost wanted it to all of us to be like Ayahuma per se, but obviously we're not. We are just humans. So in my opinion, it was the idea of like working together as the many humans wants to work with us doing this type of music, and the whole point of this music is just to like bring love and bring healing to everybody. Not
So you bring the personification of purpose into the humanity, so to speak.
kinda, and also it also is very similar to the ayahuasca per se. A lot of people think that it just means ayahuasca humans, which I don't mind that either. But the reality is that it comes more from the personification of the Ayahuma than anything.
So, what's the significance to the altar for you and for you? What is the significance?
The significance is basically bringing the elements back to like together into the room, because like once we go into inside a building, we forget about the outside and we forget about that we are connected with Mother Nature.
Right.
So once we bring the elements, like we feel more connected with Mother Nature and make us be more present.
Okay. What about to you, Billy?
I'd agree, concur with both of those things. But also from my personal experience, the altar becomes a place to bring your intentions and like lift those intentions up, whether that be for people or for yourself or really anything there.
Right.
And it also becomes a place to present those intentions and have them become part of the experience as well.
Great, great. Okay, so what musical genre do you title your musical works to be?
I guess the correct term will be like ethnic South American music, but we call it more like either medicinal music, healing music, ceremonial music. Sometimes we have heard, and sometimes they also call it just ayahuasca type of music, I guess.
Okay. So, is there another genre of music that you may hear that inspires you to pursue a different approach to your lyrical content, or maybe consider exploring new sounds in the genre that you're in, like using different instruments that may not be usually heard in your genre of music?
Yeah, we're definitely open for pretty much anything. Our taste in music was definitely not this.
Right.
We got into this because we enjoy it once we heard it, but most of us come from different backgrounds, and
Is it because of the feeling that it gives you, or?
Yeah, I think we all agree that this music is a little more than just entertaining music.
Right.
There's something a little bit bigger about it.
Right.
It's almost, to me, obviously I don't want to talk for them. To me, it's almost like a pray. But the problem is that when you say the word pray, a lot of people start thinking church, and we are not that.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's more like a meditation, I guess, kind of thing.
Okay. All right. So, what is one acknowledgement about yourself that builds your connection with individuals within the communities and compels you to use the music as a means of inspiration?
I think that day by day, we forget to be humans, and in the day by day, we're so focused on working and taking care of ourselves, paying rent, paying the bills, and all this stuff. We forget to really do the important things, which is taking care of our mind, our brain, our
Right.
and I think something that is real for us three is that at some point of our lives we found we were a little desperate to the point that we we were looking for an out, we were looking for a solution. And once we experience this ceremonial kind of thing, and it helped us to change in our lives, we realized that this music can bring healing to a lot of people.
Right.
And a lot of the music that we do is just based on the idea that you can heal, and the idea that you can feel better, that you can feel the love, Sometimes it sounds a little corny because you keep saying the word love and love, love, love. But the reality is that there's not much else,
Right. Right.
So, but that's just me. I don't know how you guys feel.
How do you guys feel? How do you feel?
No, I felt the connection with other individuals because this music also has a lot of influences from the African tradition.
Mm-hmm.
So that tribal influence also make us be connected with other individuals that we didn't know that we were connected with.
Right.
So it brings that type of unity of being with a group of people that you had never met, and just because of the music you feel connected.
Right.
And it's something beautiful to
Right.
acknowledge.
Okay. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, being that the music you produce has, in a sense, a tribal or native sound, when you are putting your vocal tones together to form musical content, do you consider that there is a contrast between what would be accepted as singing and what would be considered as chanting? And if so, does a melodic exercise like chanting help you to come up with your lyrical content, and how?
I will say that most of our music is something in between singing and chanting.
Okay.
Almost to the point where we wouldn't call it chanting just because of technicality, I will guess. But most of our music is based in this in the community idea. This whole call and respond idea from the African tradition, that's something that is very ingrained in our music, in which we always want people to be singing with us. We don't want that separation of artist and listener. We want actually all of us to sing together.
Right.
So sometimes we use those chanting of those voices to create other texture in the music that most of the time is improvised, is not really thought about. We had back in the day or before, we had other friends of us that will come and they will have heard us play some music, but they don't have a part at all. They will improvise by chanting and singing. And I think that's the beauty of the music, is that there's space for that kind of stuff. There's space for chanting, whether it's something that you have prepared or whether it's improvised. I think is the idea that if the chanting is gonna help you heal, then do it. It's welcome.
Right.
And we have done it with some of our songs, and we encounter that helps people. So if it helps, we do it,
Okay. Speaking of, I would like to get into a song.
Okay.
What song would you like to introduce?
Let's introduce the Icaro.
The Icaro?
Yeah. Icaro.
Okay, so you're listening to WPPM 106.5 FM, Food for Thought, with James Hatcher and special guest Ayahumans.
All right, this is Nana, which is one of the West African deities. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Ouvi cantar pra Naná. De noite até de manhã. noche de mañana. Ouvi cantar pra naná.
So, why could it be important to perceive that the setting of a specific atmospheric environment may influence an individual's appreciation of a message in music? In other words, can a specific kind of environment affect an individual's perception of music, and how, to you?
I think for us is the setting is very important, and that's why we have the altar to remind us who we are and where we are.
Okay. Would you set that anywhere? Like, would you set it like in any? Do you feel like you could set that in any type of environment and keep your vibration up
I
and
think
affect
so.
other people's
Unless
perception of music?
unless the place is very whack.
Had to
But-
throw that in there, huh?
But you know, we in our lives we end up in places that I don't think the setting will make matters per
Right.
se.
Right.
But for us, always the setting has been important, and without the setting, we don't feel like we're doing. You know, for us, the setting is part of the job. It's not just showing up and playing music. Is a whole experience. Is to make you feel all these feelings and so we do the setup. I
Right.
think that's important.
And I think that blends in with your music. If you have that set up kind of in any type of environment, I feel like anybody would, like, focus in on you and on that setting and not even think about, like, the environment, because your music is, like you said, is healing music. So, and there's a lot of individuals that would want that type of vibration. So, okay, so in relevance to the daily activities that you may take that may take place in your everyday routines. In what way can the analyzation of events, experiences, and circumstances that take place assist you in enhancing your ideas to make the music? Like how do you feel like your environment? Do you write off of what you see in your environment, or how does that affect the way you write?
I think that we got together because again we had something in common, that was the suffering, and we wanted it to not suffer anymore, you know.
Right.
Or
So-
suffer better, maybe.
Maybe, you know, or learn to suffer in a better way. That's actually good. And I think we all agreed that we all had our issues and our problems with society or day by day kind of thing. We basically just looking for that healing, that opportunity for people to feel better, to stop suffering kind of thing. And suffering is part of our lives.
Right.
It's not something you can just hide per se. It will happen. We're just hoping that we can make it a little easier on you. You know, like it's a process, and you have to go through it just like anybody else.
Just to become aware of yourself and your purpose of experience who you are in this lifetime, because you're only, living this lifetime one time. This is your first time to live this experience.
Yeah.
So, I feel like, I agree with you, with that type of music. I don't know if it's, to me, like suffering. I think it's because of how our spirit is. It's just trying to figure out, how to balance our environment and still keep that spirit that's natural within us, self-evident, so that's why, we do the music, and, keep your vibration and the music that you said that you do now compared to what you did, in the past. Yeah, that helps. So, okay, so as a songwriter, if working on a collaboration project with a music artist that may have a different style of composing but produces appealing music, what is one great way to compromise with the idea of another artist, but at the same time keep the message of your musical content authentic?
I will say that for us, we are open to collaborate with pretty much anybody that's willing to collaborate with us, as long as the ideas or the ideals are the same. And what I mean by that is, what is the end goal of the collaboration? If what they're trying to do is make money, well,
Right.
clearly that's not for us.
Right,
Otherwise, we would have been making a lot of money by now.
right, right.
So it all depends on what is their ideals, as I think, as if they align with our ideals, if we are looking for the same, I think the music is just, it's just another flavor,
Part of your elevation, and money can't buy elevation.
Sure.
Not in the way that, you're going.
Yeah. Will you guys agree with me, or what do you guys think?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so being that the music you produce can be for the healing of a disagreeable condition that an individual may experience, is there any particular studies about like the human anatomy that you involve yourself in as to apply that specific study to enhance a mental and physical condition that others may not be aware of through your music?
I wouldn't say we look into a lot of research or a lot of studies per se.
Okay. You just get the results.
I will say that we had sit on those settings,
Okay.
meaning we have done ayahuasca ceremonies,
Okay.
and I work with somebody in Brazil for a couple sessions, and we all have experienced what the ceremony is.
Okay.
And I think that's what's common from all of us, is that we went and experienced that,
Okay.
and took us to another level, whatever that level is. And we feel like then we could share this type of music. because you don't encounter this type of music anywhere else,
Right.
but in a type of a ceremony kind of thing.
Right.
And we found that we could use this song or this type of music in other places, like whether it's sound baths or grief concerts. Sometimes we have been in. So I think we help with some feelings that perhaps other music don't.
Right.
And is that feeling of feeling powerless with the pain or the suffering that you have. And we know that through the music that we have created and that we play, that we have found some type of relief.
Right. It's like a vibration of sounds that kind of affect, whether on a conscious or the subconscious level, it affects you, like, the different sounds and vibrations. And as humans, we are affected by sounds, different sounds. It could either be pleasing or it could be disagreeable. So, you're on the agreeable end. So with that being said, can we get into another song?
Of course.
All right. So what would you like to introduce?
Well, the next song is Nana.
Okay, Nana. So we're gonna get into Nana on WPPM 106.5 FM Philadelphia with special guest Ayahumans. All right, so we're back on WPPM once again, 106.5 FM. So, is there any songs of yours with a topic or message that you feel has more of an impact when expressing it in musical form to an individual compared to like the same topic or the message that you would speak in a regular conversation? If so, what song would that be? What song would you feel like you can like people would feel more with the message if you put it in a song form than if you speak in the conversational aspect with the songs that you have?
I do believe that Agora is the type of a song that that has the message that we're trying to really portray.
Okay.
Agora just means now, and we decided to do in Portuguese because a lot of the music that we do is in Portuguese. We have done it maybe in Spanish too. We also thought to do it in English, but in English it didn't rhyme as nicely.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we just left it in Portuguese. But the message is very simple, and the message is now is the time. Now is the time for you, and really the song just go, now is the time for you to cry, to smile, to laugh, to love, to sing, to smell, to hear. But now is the time, and I think that's really what we're trying to say is it's time for you to be present. It's time for you to enjoy your life now. And we're not saying that what's happening now or what will happen is good or bad. Sometimes it's just things that we don't have control through it. But the whole point, and I think what I've been trying to do all these times with this group is it's time for us to enjoy our life.
Right.
How you all feel about it?
I think it's basically the message because like we're always gonna have some kind of tribulations that are gonna like set us back. It's always good to have something that could help us like move forward.
Okay. All right. From all the musical works that you have composed in your experience of making music, you said Agora is a good song for all of you, or what is a song that not only do you choose as your favorite song to perform and listen to, but it has a continual inspiration and a reminder of your purpose in sharing your music? Is Agora for all of you, or do you have separate songs that you kind of reflect on to help you with your purpose?
There's so many songs to choose from.
Oh, okay.
But in the one that we have, like that you can actually hear, is Agora.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is Agora, which is our star record for our recording or our album, which is also titled Agora, which means now. The whole point of this song is just to live life now, don't wait. Anyway, here we go.
De cantar, agora é a
All right. So when planning to travel outside of a city, town, or state of your residency to perform, what do you look for that lets you know a specific kind of public venue or event is suitable for you to perform at?
I will say it depends on mostly the group that contact us usually. And what I mean by that is we try to do the usual, like playing on a bar, playing on a coffee shops.
Okay.
But this music wasn't as well received in those places per se. As the whole setting, it wasn't just like a bar drinking kind of thing. This music is more for other stuff. So we have contact, or actually they have contact us. There is a plenty of like dance, kind of like healing communities where they like to this music to be performed. We have found that yoga studios like these kinds of things. So it really, what we look into it is more like where is it coming from, and again, what is the idea behind.
Okay.
If the idea is to entertain people as they drink alcohol, this is not the
Right.
best one, you know.
Right.
And we know that if what people want is party, our music is not party time per se.
Right.
So that's we just want to make sure that when we play our music, we're on the right setting. That's all. You know?
Okay. All right. For anyone interested in adding your music to their music archives, where can they locate it? And for anyone that is interested in booking you for performance, how may they contact you?
So right now our music is in Bandcamp.
Okay.
So you can get Bandcamp Ayahumans.
Okay.
And then you can also find us on Instagram, Ayahumans.
Okay.
And email, Gmail, ayahumans@gmail.com.
Okay. All right. Well, it was a pleasure to have y'all here once again. Ayahumans.
Thank
We
you for
really
having us.
appreciate you having this conversation. So my name is James Hatcher. You can reach me on my Facebook, Food for Thought, on WPPM 106.5 FM. The book, Food for Thought, Literary Concept of Theoretical Reasoning, based and inspired on the radio special, Food for Thought, on WPPM-LP Philadelphia, and the theme of the topics that motivates the conversation. And with this in mind, on your next travel, take care of yourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you, James, for having
you,
us.
James.
Thank you, WPPM, for having us. It was a pleasure to be here.
All right.
Ay, linda amiga, que no vuelvo a verte. Cuerpo garrido que me lleva a la muerte. No hay amor sin pena, pena sin dolor, ni dolor tan agudo como el del amor, ni dolor tan agudo como el del amor. Ay, linda amiga, que no vuelvo a verte, cuerpo garrido que me lleva a la muerte. No hay amor sin pena, pena sin dolor, ni dolor tan agudo como el del amor, ni dolor tan agudo como el del amor. Ay, linda amiga, que no vuelvo a verte, cuerpo garrido que me lleva a la muerte. No hay amor sin pena, pena sin dolor, ni dolor tan agudo como el del amor, ni dolor tan agudo como el del amor.